Program FAQs. How will the payment for the car seat/training be processed? The cost of the training and car seat will be deducted from your driver's credit wallet within 2 working days following your scheduled training session. As such, kindly ensure that you have sufficient funds for the payment to be processed. You are strongly advised to have a minimum balance of at least $10 after the deduction. You have 2 payment options to choose from. Option 1, a one-off payment of $200, or Option 2, a 3-month installment of $220. If you choose the installment payment option, the deduction will be as follows. For the first month, $75. For the second month, $75. And for the third month, $70. When will I start receiving GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 jobs? Once you've passed your on-site training and received an Urban Kangar car seat from Taxi Baby, your GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 account will be activated within 2 working days from the date of your training completion. Therefore, ensure that you always have the car seat in handy. What is the passenger surcharge for GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 and how much of that goes to me? Passengers are charged an additional $5 for every Urban Kangar car seat used. If the booking is GrabFamily ages 1 to 3, the $5 surcharge would have already been included in the total fare. If the booking is not GrabFamily ages 1 to 3, you must inform the passengers about the surcharge before starting the trip, then manually adding the amount into the fare before ending the trip. This only applies to trained GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 drivers. Grab receives 20% commission of the fare, so you will keep the remaining. Can I manually add the GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 surcharge to a booking if a passenger agrees to use the Urban Kangar but has not originally booked the GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 service? If the passenger is agreeable, you can manually add the surcharge into the fare at the end of the trip. If the passenger has booked a GrabFamily ages 4 to 7 ride, you should enter $3 as the surcharge amount, since the GrabFamily ages 4 to 7 fare already includes a $2 surcharge. If the passenger has booked a non-GrabFamily ride, you should enter $5 as the surcharge amount. However, to minimize or prevent such cases from happening in the future, you may politely inform the passenger about the right service type to book moving forward. A driver has the Urban Kangar and MyFold. The parent clearly has a 2-year-old child but books GrabFamily ages 4 to 7. How should the driver proceed? Inform the passenger that for the safety of the child, the Urban Kangar should be used instead of the MyFold. If the passenger chooses not to proceed, the driver may either advise the passenger to cancel the booking, or call into the operator to cancel the booking as a last resort. A driver has the Urban Kangar and MyFold. The parent requires the use of the driver's child restraint but has not booked a GrabFamily ride. Inform the passenger that for the safety of the child, a child restraint must be used. If the passenger chooses not to proceed, the driver may either advise the passenger to cancel the booking, or call into the operator to cancel the booking as a last resort. If the passenger uses the Urban Kangar, a surcharge of $5 may be imposed. If the passenger uses the MyFold, a surcharge of $2 may be imposed. The driver will manually add the surcharge into the fare at the end of the trip. However, to minimize or prevent such cases from happening in the future, the driver may politely inform the passenger about the right service type to book moving forward. A driver has the Urban Kangar and MyFold. The parent books the Urban Kangar for their 5-year-old because they know it provides more protection and the child is within the height and weight limits of the product. If both the driver and the passenger agree to use the Urban Kangar, and the child's height and weight meet all the necessary requirements for the car seat without compromising on safety, the driver may proceed as a GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 ride. A driver has the Urban Kangar and MyFold. The parent books GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 but has 2 children. One is 1 to 3, the other is 4+. Inform the passenger that the 4+ years old kid requires a MyFold to travel with a private hire vehicle. If the passenger chooses not to proceed, the driver may either advise the passenger to cancel the booking, or call into the operator to cancel the booking as a last resort. If the passenger is agreeable, the driver may add the $2 My Fault surcharge to the fare at the end of the trip, since the $5 surcharge has been included in the GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 booking fare. A driver has the urban carrier and My Fault. The parent books GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 but has 2 children, both are 1 to 3. If the driver has only one urban carrier and the passenger brought another of his or her own age-appropriate child restraint device, the driver may accept the booking but should not charge any additional amount. If the passenger did not bring any child restraint devices, the driver may either advise the passenger to cancel the booking, or call into the operator to cancel the booking as a last resort. Drivers must under no circumstances accept the booking if the child is not safely restrained per LTA regulations. If a driver rejects a ride on the basis that the parent wouldn't use a child restraint, is he or she penalized in any way? Is there an option for the driver to choose why he cancelled? Yes, the driver may choose the cancellation reason. If this cancellation is unjustified, for example, the driver rejects multiple rides just because he or she does not feel like accepting, then Grab will investigate internally. Drivers who do not wish to receive GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 bookings should toggle the service off and on the driver app. He or she can turn it back on when ready to receive such bookings. Failure to do so may affect his or her cancellation rate. Cancellation reasons include passenger no-show, the passenger chose the wrong service type, the passenger is with a child or pet, the driver can't stop at a pickup location, there are too many passengers or luggages. What happens if a driver doesn't insist that passengers below 1.35 meters should use the appropriate child restraints? Failure to comply with the legal requirements of child restraint usage will result in penalties as stated on the Singapore Police Force website. Will passengers be able to book both GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 and GrabFamily ages 4 to 7 for the same ride? Each device may only make one ride booking at any given time. Drivers can manually add surcharges for additional child restraints used during the ride. To add a manual surcharge when dropping off passengers, tap drop off at the destination. Remind passengers to take their belongings. Tap others to enter surcharges. Tap complete job. How should a driver respond verbally to the passenger if the parent refuses to use and/or pay for use of a child restraint? The driver should inform the passenger that this is a regulation mandated by law. If the passenger refuses to use the restraint device, the driver may either advise the passenger to cancel the booking, or call into the operator to cancel the booking as a last resort. This is to protect the driver, as if caught, penalties will be imposed. If the passenger refuses to pay after the trip, the driver should reach out to Grab and we will investigate accordingly. What should a driver do if he cannot use his urban carrier car seat for a period? For example, he did not put it in his car or it needs to be cleaned. Drivers can toggle on and off specific service types on the driver app. So if the driver does not wish to receive any GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 jobs, he or she can just toggle that specific service type off, and then once they are ready to start receiving that job again, they can simply toggle it back on. How to toggle service type? Tap More in your driver app. Tap on your profile. Tap on service type. Select the jobs accordingly. Where should drivers pick up passengers for GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 rides? You will need time to install the urban carrier and ensure the child is properly buckled. If you are familiar with the passenger's requested pickup location, and you know you may not be able to safely park for long enough to allow you to install the urban carrier, pull over in a safe location on your way to the pickup location and install the seat beforehand. A reminder that you should not pick up riders from taxi stands, bus stops, pedestrian crossings, single lane roads with no shoulders, or areas where lane markings prohibit stopping or waiting. What if the passenger has requested a GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 ride from an unsafe pickup location? The driver can reach out to the passenger to advise on a safer nearby pickup point via the call or chat function in the app. Drivers can prepare their own custom message and send it as a quick reply in the app. You can prepare this message and send it to every GrabFamily ages 1 to 3 ride request. Thanks for booking. I need some time to buckle your child into the car seat. Is there a safe place nearby, like a car park or driveway?
How to create a custom message. Tap on Chat. Tap on Menu. Tap on Template Message. Create your custom message. Tap on Save. Tap on Option. You can send the custom message to your passenger.
What if the passengers bring their own child restraints? If the passenger brought another of his or her own approved age-appropriate child restraint device, the driver may accept the booking but should not charge any additional amount. Commonly used LTA-approved child restraints in Singapore include Ride Safer Vest, MyFold variants such as MyFold, MyFold Sport and MyFold 1. Please note, if the product does not have the MyFold brand logo, then it is illegal, unsafe, not LTA approved, and you should not allow the parent to use it in your vehicle. Costco Sonera next.
Infant car seats.
Tips for interacting with child passengers. It's very typical for children to cry and fuss in their car seat, regardless of whether they regularly ride in one or not. Having a stranger in their personal space and buckling their harness is also a very uncomfortable and stressful experience for children. Begin by asking both the parent and child for permission to buckle the harness. Tell the child everything you are doing, the way a radio sportscaster describes a soccer match, and acknowledge any feelings, especially negative ones, that the child may express. Keep physical contact to an absolute minimum. You may need to ask the parent to assist you if the child is particularly resistant. Remember that no amount of fussing and crying is a good enough reason not to use and buckle the car seat correctly. It could be a nice idea to have some soft toys, stickers, or sweets for the kids, although always ask the parent before offering food.